Hello and welcome back. So today I am giving you my review of the book Pagan Meditations. So quite a fun title. What it is about is ancient goddesses, specifically the Greek and Roman goddesses, well, Greek and then Roman, but Aphrodite, Artemis, and Hestia. And what I loved about this book was it really brought to my attention and made me recognize how much culture and individuals suffer, basically, when there isn't developed theology on feminine divinity. Our culture is heavily structured by male theology, and this book just really brought to my attention how detrimental it is to everyone, men and women alike, when there isn't any sort of discussion or focus or even acknowledgement of female divinity. And so that is what just really got this book stuck in my mind. It's one that I'd love to own eventually. I just got it from the library. But it is one that I think I'd like to own because throughout it, there were so many moments that if it had been my own book, I would have been underlining and starring and highlighting and just annotating the heck out of it. And particularly with with all of the sections, but I did really love the section on Aphrodite. And what the author did was she took the symbolism of these three goddesses and talked about how it affects our psychology. And so in the Aphrodite section, she's going through all of that, and it's just, it makes you really aware of things that you can be proud of and ways of moving and behaving and acting in the world that are just kind of made not as okay, I guess. But it wasn't, I think what I liked about the book was it wasn't saying that women are, the same as men or anything like that. It was really emphasizing feminine traits and talking about how powerful and important they are and how much society and culture suffers when we don't praise those enough. And so with Aphrodite and Hestia in particular, like with Hestia, it was a lot about homemaking, I felt, almost, but it wasn't the homemaking for the sake of anyone other than yourself, like the joy of making a space beautiful for yourself. I remember there was one little section where she said that someone who's like really embodying Hestia, they make just as beautiful and cozy of an atmosphere, even if there's not going to be anyone else there to enjoy it with them. So I really loved this book. The one little thing that I didn't appreciate, in the Artemis section, she kind of like went off the rails a little bit and was somehow trying to tie pro-choice jargon into it, and honestly I didn't see how she was drawing that connection. I felt like she was just using it as a moment to get on her own soapbox and talk about her views of pro-choice, which, as I've said before, I am very much pro-life, and maybe that's why I just didn't like that little section of the book, but otherwise the entirety of the book was just very eye-opening to me and really encouraging. And it actually kind of started me on this search for acknowledging female divinity in my own life. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and in our theology, like, I've always been aware that we believe in a heavenly mother, just like there's a heavenly father, there's a heavenly mother, we have heavenly parents. But within kind of the culture, she's not discussed much. And I think that's really harmful, actually. And so it really, after reading this, it started me on this whole trip and rabbit hole into learning about her and looking for information about Heavenly Mother, because just like the book, Pagan Meditations showed how beneficial acknowledging and having strong theology around female divinity, how important that is, and how much it benefits everyone in a society. I really wanted to have more of female divinity in my life and acknowledge that a lot more. So I would give this maybe 5 stars, maybe 4 out of 5, because there was a little section of the book that I wasn't a huge fan of. But otherwise, I loved this book. I highly recommend it for everyone to read, especially women, because it's very empowering. But I think it is important for everyone, obviously, to be part of the conversation and be aware of how we need and how female divinity benefits all of us more. So that is my review of the book Pagan Meditations. If you go check it out yourself, please, for sure, leave a comment down below, because I'd love to have more people to discuss this book with, and just share your thoughts on it with me. Make sure to like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. That helps me out so much. So I will see you around, and stay tuned for my next book review. Bye.